Hi everyone, and welcome back. This is my week 6 vlog of my final term of university. Hope you're all doing well and are adapting to the changes which are happening now with the coronavirus as the barriers or being lifted a bit, so you can go and see more friends. So I hope you go out and try and do as much as you can. Go and see friends. Just try and clear the headspace of being stuck inside all the time. Go and take a long walk. I think today I went to Kingston to see my mum, and we had a nice long walk along the Kingston Riverside, so that was nice. But anyway, to the topic. Um, so last week I touched upon my beauty editorial and the ideas I had and what I'd written out. So this week I'm going to show you my execution of that, so I can show you on my magazine. Plus, I've done the photo shoot for it, and I've also done the photo shoot and pages for my advertorial as well this weekend, which I did yesterday, and I've put on my magazine now, and I'll show you. Anyway, before that though, there's one thing I did learn about this weekend. This week, and that was the British Fashion Council. There's quite a lot of interesting facts I didn't know about it. I didn't know that the British Fashion Council contributes £26 billion to the economy, which is a huge chunk. Which I really didn't know that, and it employs 800,000 people within the UK as well. Thinking about it, that probably makes sense because there's a lot of different parts. It probably could mean the retail, down to the design team, down to a graphics team, which helped the fashion council. So there's all different departments that the 8,000 comes into. Yeah, and they basically, looking at my notes, and it says that the members so basically the British Fashion Council network compromises a body of appointed members from the fashion industry and beyond, who oversee, support, and advise key issues facing the UK fashion industry. And they've recently launched a new gen and part of the British Fashion Council, which is basically helps new fashion designers and helps fund their creativity. So basically, they can just get more opportunities, which is what I want for, and everybody wants for these talented designers that we don't know yet, but we'll see in the future. So for the British Fashion Council, it asks a panel of 250 interns of fashion industry insiders, and to nominate the most dynamic young creative talents working industry today. So what I just said, this is the new wave creatives. So industry professionals basically pick a bunch of people in over 20 countries, over 20 countries. They're the people that they pick for the new wave creatives don't necessarily have to have not necessarily fashion designers, but do something within fashion. So as I said, there could be a graphic designer, or could do styling, or just all the aspects, fashion film, fashion journalist. So all of these come under the new wave creatives. I've looked over them and I've recognized some of the people already, and yeah, they look really good actually. Yeah. But yeah, the British Fashion Council is much more important to this economy of the country than I realise. And yeah, I think next week I'm gonna go more into the new wave creatives and do a photo shoot for it and stuff. So that's cool. And for my double page spread, which is meant to be double page spread, which is for the last week and the last point in logical order on my magazine, I'll be doing a mini travel guide. So I'll be talking about kilts in Scotland, as that fits in with the sort of nicotine and avant-garde brand. Layers and stuff in Japan, so Japanese fashion, and in Tokyo, And then the last one, maybe New York, because this is where it's based in the origins of this sort of magazine. So I really want to like touch down that little culture. So they have like little paragraphs on each, and so I'm gonna have like a world map in the middle and have like arrows pointing out to the countries, and then I'll have like a paragraph on each, just explaining on my double page spread about each of those cultures and their fashion. And then for the pictures, I've commissioned an a lady on Instagram and to do my illustrations for it. So I'll show you the. Sorry, let's go to Instagram. Sorry, this is gonna take. Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna go on one of my posts quickly. Let's check. Here we go. Sorry about this. Should be on here somewhere. Maybe I'll look at my stories. As you can see, this is my Instagram page, so I try to update this as much as I can as well. Here we go. So this is, she goes to an university, she goes to UAL, so, and she does fashion illustration, I think, and she's basically, her name's Ellie, and she's going to basically do my illustrations for my double page spread, which is going to be really good. Her work is really, she has a really unique like drawing and style to her work, which I'll show you. As you can see, here it is. Yeah, as you can see, this is her work. It's really cool and unique, and I'm gonna have like 3 illustrations for each country in this style from her. So obviously I'm sort of planning it at the moment, but when it comes to the time, I'll ask her if she can draw certain like things, like maybe like a man in a kilt and stuff. But anyway, that's for later on. So for this week, my progress on my magazine I can show you. So I've done a little reshuffling around. Got my little contents page there, a little like play photo shoot I did with some clothes. Then here's my photo shoot for my beauty advertorial, as you can see. Yeah, so I got a friend, one of my flatmates, to do makeup on me, like with this basic sort of like under the eyes dark shadow. So I look like a bit of a rock star, to be honest, I must say so. And yeah, I've told you about all of it last week, so about how I'm embracing men's makeup and stuff, and how they need to have more confidence. I mean, not like people like James Charles have loads of confidence, but like average men like me or someone like my flatmates are not as confident as someone on YouTube who does videos. So they need more confidence. So I feel these little paragraphs will give them a bit of a boost and help them. Yeah, just like help give them more confidence. So what else? There's a little map of where I'm going to do double page spread, and then this. So here's my advertorial, which I did this weekend, which I styled and my flatmate modelled. So we went to a park in, oh gosh, so for the advertorial you have to pick a brand which most aligns with your magazine and publication, and I felt like Rick Owens it fits with my publication just because of the way all the way down to the styling, the way how it's just a bit obscure and stuff. I think his obscure nature really fits my publication, so I wanted like to be inspired by his stuff, and I called it Stairway to Heaven because on this left-hand picture it's actually a small little hill that goes up, and I'm just imagining that's like the stairway up to heaven. So if you get the idea, that's basically it. Yeah. So I decided to do the pictures in like black and white, as I feel that really encapsulates that sort of Rick Owen-esque sort of look. And yeah, as you can see, I styled it with this long sleeved top, which I really felt looked like a Rick Owen piece, but it's not. I think it's like, I can't remember where it was from, but it does look very Rick Owen-esque. And what else about this picture? Oh yeah, for this picture, I really didn't want to do that much writing because with Nicotine, I was looking back at it. It's basically like a photo album, or like a not a photo album. Yeah, something. It's basically like a photo album, and there's a lot of pictures and not that much writing. So I really wanted to, you know, keep to that tactic and not have writing for this part, except from like my styling credits and stuff. So, and the little title. So I really wanted it to be focused on the images, and I felt like the images in here are quite strong, like black and white. These poses did a bit of like refuffled the hair and stuff, and yeah, I feel like it went well actually. Unfortunately, on the day, we both of us were basically just like dying to go home right afterwards because we had really bad hay fever, and being in the grass and stuff didn't really help. So, but it was a really good location to shoot. I'm just gonna quickly see where it was. It should be on one of these. And here we go. So we shot it at. So I was originally going to shoot some stuff at the Royal Arsenal in in Woolwich, but I decided not to because it didn't feel relevant enough. Here we go. This is where I shot it. Gallions Hill and Park. So there is one big hill which we didn't shoot at, but if you can't see in this picture, but next to it there's a few like little small hills, which I thought were a really good place to like shoot and stuff. So we went to some little hills next to it, which were basically smaller versions of this big hill. It was very unique and stuff, and just shot there. But yeah, I thought it went very well, and I like it a lot actually. And I've got like a beige sort of, not beige, sort of yellowish background, which harps back to the Nicotine publication stuff, but still keeps it true to avant-garde. But yeah, I think the styling as well on this, it was good on this. I really liked it. But so far, yeah, that's all I've done so far. I feel like I'm making good progress, sorry. But also, I just keep reminding myself, you know, I'm doing incredibly good considering the like circumstances we're in. We're in lockdown, so there's not much you can do. But you need to like be as creative as possible. We were lucky that we could go to the park because the lockdown has been lifted a bit. But before that, I had to do stuff within my flat and stuff. But you just have to be creative, and it's given me like a new look onto like fashion publications and stuff, and fashion in general. So I feel like the lockdown was really good and just like giving me new ideas and stuff, and reinventing my look onto fashion. But aside from that, that's all done for this week. I don't want to ramble on anymore, and hope you all have another good week to come, and I'll see you on week 7.